I was going to put another camera up, but I didn't get time to do it. Hold on, I've got to find my screen now. Come on, screen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're back again now. Right then, we're nearly there. Right, are we ready to start? Everybody going to synchronize the clocks and whatnot? We'll go on the count of 3. So 3, 2, 1, go. Right. 3-minute ramp to start off with. Start nice and easy, no pressure at all. If you were here last week, you know what I mean. Feather light touch on your pedals. You're just turning your legs over. Probably about cadence 70, 75. All you're doing is loosening your joints up. I know some of you have been spinning here for about an hour already. So you'll be nice and warmed up. So for the first minute, just get your joints moving. That's the message. Nice and light. System check from the ground up. Start with your ankles, knees, hips. Get your shoulders nice and relaxed. As you're working your way up your body, if anything feels a bit stiff or it's not quite happy, hamstrings a bit tight, ankles a bit tight, just focus on it, over-exaggerate that movement. Right, so in 3 seconds, we're just going to up the cadence now to 85. Just get your legs turning over. Still nice and light. Just get the music, get your muscles now firing a bit faster, but not putting them under any load yet. Nice and easy. Right, so in 3 seconds, stick a gear on. 2, 1, stick a gear on, hold it on 85. Depending on how easy your gear is, you might need to stick 2 gears on. You should be able to feel like you're pushing the pedals now, but nothing massive. You're on nice flat road, you're not pushing any great speed. On the scale of 1 to 10 of your RPE, you're still only at 2 or 3. Light activity. You've got your FTP up and you've got your power up. You're probably less than 50% of your FTP at the moment. Right, 5 seconds, you're going to stick another gear on. We'll still hold it at 85. 2, 1, stick another gear on. It'll still be relatively easy. You're probably at the top of 3 now. Still light activity. You're probably about 50% of your FTP if you know it. Yep, mine is. About 105 on my watts. If you've got your heart rate monitor going, which I've not turned mine on. Come on, heart rate monitor. You're probably barely out of zone 1 at the moment. I'm hoping it'll pick it up in a minute. Otherwise, I'm not going to get any calories for this. Right, 3 seconds, just pick your cadence up now. We're bringing it up to 95. If it feels too easy, just stick another gear on as well. I didn't hear anybody opting for that extra gear. Right, so in 5 seconds, we're going to do a sprint, 100 RPM. 2, 1, go. You might have to stick a gear on. Just quickly ramp it up. Hold it, we're only going to be here for 30 seconds. Another 10. 3, 2, 1. Let your legs spin down. Bring back down to 80. Take gears off if you want. Just have a little recovery. We've got one more of them to go. We should have been 2, but I overran on your ramp by a minute. Don't worry. 5 seconds, we're going again. I want 110 this time. 3, 2, 1, go. Quickly spin it up. I'm on 110 if you want to watch my knees. Ten seconds to go. Keep it going. Three, 2, 1. Back it off. Let it drop down. You've got 30 seconds rest. And then we're straight into the main set. So remember your gears you were in last week. We're going 3 minutes at 95 RPM this week. So it's 1 or 2 gears on, and we're just holding it. Then we're going to ramp up the cadence, but keeping it on the same gears. So 2, 1, go. Bring it up to 95. Add the gears on that you need. We're just going to hold it. It's got to be bang on 95. So this exercise is different cadences at same resistance. What you'll have noticed from last week, we've jumped 5. So we're up to 95 starting. It'll be nice and easy. Shouldn't be under too much pressure on this one. Should be just under your FTP. Or on your FTP, that'll be fine. Minute through already. Quick system check. Make sure you bang on 895 again. Check you're nice and smooth pedaling. Make sure your knees are tucked in. Elbows slightly bent. Shoulders relaxed. Give your head a wobble. Drum your fingers on the bar. Let's start off relaxed. So 1 more minute to go here, and then we up the RPM. So the next jump we go to, in about a minute's time, we're going to 100 RPM. Don't add any gears on unless it's really too easy and you're starting to bounce. You should be able to do it on the gears you did it last week. So we're going to up the cadence every rep, but shorten the length of time you're on it. Because as you get higher cadence, it'll drive your heart rate up, even though you're not changing the resistance. You will notice your power output goes up though. Ten seconds. So get yourself ready. 3, 2, 1. Quickly build your cadence up to 100 now. Remember again, use that full motion of your pedal stroke. If you're starting to bounce, engage your hamstrings. That'll suck you back onto the seat. So make sure you're using all 4 quadrants in your smooth pedaling. That's it, nice and easy. Do another systems check. Again, nice smooth pedaling, driving down through the whole plate of your shoe. A little bit of ankle flex. 1 minute to go. Knees tucked in or legs parallel with your top tube. Slightly brushing it if you want. Depends how fat your legs are. You imagine a line from your hip to the middle of your ankle. That line should go through the center of your knee. So if your knees are out to the side, that line's putting pressure on the inside of your knee. 30 seconds to go. Quick check, make sure your cadence is on. If you haven't got a cadence meter, just look at my knees. I'm on 100. Ten seconds. So we're going up to 110 next, but just for a minute. And go. Ramp it up to 110. That's a bit of a jump from 100. And if you haven't got a cadence meter, just watch my knees. Keep an eye on your heart rate. You should see your heart rate start to spike now. So the whole point of this is we're going to try and flatten that heart rate out after 4 weeks so that when you spike, when you bring your cadence up, it doesn't spike your heart rate. Ten seconds. Then we're going to 115. 2, 1, 115. We're just going to be here for 30 seconds though. Keep it going. Dig in there, you're nearly done. Not long left now and you get a rest. Good decent rest too. Yeah, my heart rate's flying up now. FTP, probably about 150%. 2, 1, 120. Pick it up. You might start bouncing around now. Use them hamstrings. Smooth pedaling. 2, 1, maximum RPM. Fast as you can go. Sorry. 3, 2, 1. Just back it off. Let the cadence come back down before you take the gears off. Then take your gears off. Bring your cadence back down. It's about 80. Yep, 80. Get your breathing under control. 2 minutes here to recover. So if you've got your heart rate right up to zone 4 or zone 5, then you should still be able to get it down to zone 2 comfortably before we start the next set. Can't find my heart rate sensor. There we go. Connect. Has it found me yet? That's better. Oh yeah. Can tell I'm not very well. My heart rate's not coming down. So you've got about 5 seconds to go. We're going again, but we're going in reverse this time. So you're going to have to stick the gears on straight up to max. 2, 1, go. Maximum effort. 2, 1. Bring your cadence down to 120. Make sure it's under control. So we're doing what we did the first time now, but in reverse. 2, 1. Bring it down to 115. Get it under control. Well done. Try not to bounce around. Keep it controlled. Think style. If you're bouncing around, you're wasting energy. Three, 2, 1. Bring it down to 110. Just hold it here. Try not to gasp. Try and get your breathing back under control. I know it's hard. Just here for a minute. That's it, looking good. Everybody's nice and stable. Well done. 20 seconds. Ten seconds. That's it. So in 4 seconds, we're going to drop it to 100. 2, 1. Let it slide down to 100. Again, if you need a cadence reading, just get my knees and bang on 100. Nice and controlled. Think style, think smooth. So if you've lost your smooth pedaling, you've gone back to piston pedaling, get it back under control. So drive down, scrape along the bottom, pull your leg up, kick your foot over, and start again. Using all 4 quadrants, both legs. As soon as you engage it, you'll see your cadence pick up. It's like free energy that you're wasting. Stay nice and controlled. Get them shoulders down from around your ears. Give your head a wobble. Relax. Don't let anybody else know you're suffering. "30 seconds to go. Last bit coming up, we're going to drop it down to 100. Not yet. Sorry, 95. We should be on 100 now. Right, so in 5 seconds, we're just going to drop it down to 95. 2, 1. Let the turbo suck you back down to 95. Get on it as quick as possible. Once you're on it, hold it there. No excuse now. So plus or minus 1's okay. You'll be almost recovering your heart rate now. So you should have found that similar to last week, even though we've increased it by 5. We're just pushing that envelope now. We're going to try and move your sweet spot where you run most efficiently slightly higher. 1 minute gone, 2 to go. Quick system check. Start with your pedals again. Just visualize you're pushing down through the whole plate, not just where your toes are. Uncurl them toes. You're not a bird of prey. You're not gripping onto a branch. Don't waste energy there. Don't get you cramping in your foot, especially if you're doing a run after. Moving up, you got a little bit of flex. So you scrape that foot along the floor. Coming up, your knees are nicely tucked in. Pelvis is rocked slightly forward, so your back's nice and flat. Shoulders down from around your ears. Elbows slightly bent, soft elbows. Loose grip on your bars. Take that scowl off your face. Don't want to see any Thunderbird villains with monobrows. Get them eyebrows parted. Nearly there. 45 seconds to go. Main set, part 1 done. That wasn't too bad.
Crashed and died on that, I'm sorry.
That's good. That's the one to go on, because the next one's all about holding it. So you're going high aerobic, but we're holding it.
I had to drop down. I don't know if it's still.
That's fine. The trick is that the whole rule of that is hit the cadence. If it's too easy, add a gear on. If you can't hold the cadence, take a gear off.
I couldn't hold any at cadence. That's what I'm saying. I had to drop it off.
That's fine. 2, 1, right. Just let your legs spin down. 2 minutes recovery. Right. Threshold intervals now. So there's only one rule. Your cadence this week is 90. Last week it was 85. This week it's 90. Try and hit the same gears to start with. We're just going a little bit faster. Technically, you should find it a little bit easier, but you're going to have to work a bit harder. That makes sense? So again, make sure your cadence is down in 80 at the moment. Make sure you're getting a good recovery. That's why we do the ramp up, ramp down on this pyramid. So when you hit this next set, you're not still blowing out your backside from the first part of it. So on each of these, we're just going to keep adding gears. We're going to add gears 3 times, and then we're going to take the gears off twice. We're on 1 minute intervals for each one. As I said, the only rule, you've got to hold 90. If you can't hold 90, take a gear off or don't add one next time. Just remember, so you start off a gear lower. If it's too easy and you've got to the maximum and it's too easy, next time, make sure you put another gear on. And then remember that gear set for next week. Oops, my cadence has picked up again. God, I feel rough. Right, 15 seconds to go.
If I've caught your leg, I'm going to kill you.
It's okay, I've got McAfee on. Virus won't get through. 3 seconds. And you're adding 1 or 2 gears, go. So just bring your cadence up to 90 now. That's the only rule. This first one's going to feel relatively easy. You're probably, I don't know, 80%, 75% of your FTP. So if your FTP is 200, you're going to be about 150. And just hold it at 90. That's the only rule. Bang on 90, plus or minus 1. Want to get you used to riding at this and holding it. "15 seconds, then we stick another gear on. That's what it says on the shirt. Thank you, Di. 3, 2, 1, Stick another gear on. Make sure you get it back on 90 straight away. Make sure you're nice and smooth. It's going to start ramping up a bit now. You're probably getting closer to your FTP. Make sure you're not drifting your cadence up or down. You're holding it nice and steady. Bang on 90. I'm slightly over, sorry. That's it, everybody's looking smooth. It's good. Make sure there's no much movement. You're not swaying from side to side. That's wasted energy. That's energy that could be going through your pedals. Ten seconds. Guess what? Stick another gear on.
Gear on.
3, 2, 1. Stick another gear on. Quickly get that cadence back on 90. It's okay if you blip it up a little bit. Take it up, 2 or 3. Cadence. Hit the gear. Let the gear pull it back down again. Especially if you're on a smart turbo. Right, this is the last one. We're at the top now. So we've just got to hold this and then we start taking off. So do an assessment on this one. You should be well over your FTP. Should be blowing a bit. Should be sort of into the 7s. So if you're not on your RPE, if you're not, think about starting a gear up next time or stick a gear on now. You should just be able to hold this for a minute. Right, 5 seconds, we're going down. 3, 2, 1, and down. So let it come back down. Well, that's it, just take the one gear off. Let it suck itself back down. Again, if you're on a smart turbo, sometimes it's easier. Let the cadence drop down first before you take the gear off. Otherwise, you just end up over spinning before the computer can catch up with the magnets. It's a good tip if you're doing any of the Zwift workouts, that. Always start about 2 seconds earlier and finish about a second before they stop. Right, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Take your gear off. See it, let it spin down to 90. We better start to get your breathing back under control now. FTP is probably about 150. Sorry. Yeah, 150% of your FTP. No, that's not right. 75% of your FTP.
I was just gonna say.
My head's mashed. 10 seconds and you get your recovery. We're going to do this another 3 times. So now you make your corrections. If it was too easy last time, when you start that first set, stick another gear on. You can always take it off again later if you can't hold it. Right, and rest. Let it wind down. Let it come down to 80. Take the gears off. Recover. Get a breather, get a quick drink. Give your head a wobble. Make sure you are at 80. As soon as you can do, start your circular breathing. So as always, your recovery breathing, same rules as before. Your breath in is a controlled breath in. Your breath out should be twice as long. So don't gasp in. Sharp controlled breath in, slow controlled breath out. And as soon as you can do your circular breathing, so you're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, the better. Have a quick look at your heart rate if you've got your heart rate monitor on. You should be coming down to somewhere well into your zone 2 now. Right, you've got 30 seconds and we're going again. Think about your gears. Think about how you felt when you hit the top of that hill. Do you need to adjust your gears? Should be just at the point where you can just about hold it for a minute when you're on that top set. Right, going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Add your gears on. Quickly get it up to 90, no more, no less. So while you're on the easy one, just play a little game with yourself. Don't look at your cadence for about 15 seconds. And then look back down and see how well you held your cadence. It's a good thing to practice. You never know when you're going to lose your sensors. If you roughly know what your cadence is, get you out of a lot of bother, especially on a longer race. Same with your heart rate and your breathing. Make sure when you're out running, riding, you know what your breathing's doing, your heart rate's doing without looking at your watch. Right, 3, 2, 1, add a gear. Keep it on 90. Don't be tempted to overspin. That defeats the object. Because it'll actually make it feel slightly easier, but it throws your heart rate up, so you're not conditioning your body to hold it. Nice and controlled, nice and relaxed. One more increment to go after this. Well done. Looking nice and steady, everybody. 15 seconds to go. 10. 2, 1, add a gear. Hold it at 90. So if your FTP is 200, you should be at 250 as a minimum. Ideally, 275, maybe 300 for this. It'll be quite hard. You've got to hold it for a minute. Don't forget, your FTP is something you can hold for 20 minutes or more. Twenty seconds to go. Keep going. Nice and relaxed. Don't lose form. Don't resort to piston pedaling. Don't start jerking. Keep it smooth. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Take a gear off. Let your turbo pull your feet back down. Get it down to 90 as quick as possible. We're coming down now. So you need to be thinking about controlling your breathing. Don't gasp. If you start gasping, you expel too much CO2. If you get rid of all the CO2, you can't release the oxygen out of your bloodstream. Nice and controlled breathing. 20 seconds. Well done, looking good. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Take your gear off. I never feel as comfortable saying take your gear off. It's not got the same ring to it. Nice and controlled. Quick check of your form. Let's finish this last minute in style. Look at all the top riders in the world. They make it look effortless. There's no reason why you can't do that. "20 seconds to go." Because it just helps you. You're not wasting energy. Looking sloppy is a waste of energy. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let it spin down to 80. Take your gears off. Oops, gone the wrong way. Nice and relaxed. Halfway through, another 2 to go. Then have a think about it. You're getting a bit more comfortable with this now. Your body's woken up. Think about if you can get away with sticking another gear on. Don't matter if you can't make it all the way to the end. If you hit the second one, you can't go any higher. Just don't add the gear on when you go to the top. Next week, you will be able to. Nice and relaxed. Everybody good? Oh, it's all quiet. God, you're a tough crowd tonight. Or have I muted you all?
I'll have to cut it short in a bit though, because I'm on nights. I've got to get my
All
tea.
right, Tracy. Don't forget to stretch down though.
Okay.
I'd rather you came off 2 or 3 minutes earlier and stretched down than just came off and piled straight into work.
Okay, will do.
Right.
Will
1
do.
minute to go on your recovery. You thought I was going to say go, didn't you? 1 minute to go. Just check you're nice and relaxed. Last chance to get your breathing under control. Couple of deep control breaths. Clear the lungs, but in a controlled way. Get your breathing back under control again. Circular breathing by now, definitely. I'll explain one day why circular breathing is so important. You need to understand how a modern fuel-injected car works, though.
Is this with 4 cylinders or 2 cylinders?
Oh, no. Well, hey, we did 4 cylinders last week. Right, 3 minutes. 2, 1, off you go. 3 seconds. Add your gear on. Pick your cadence up to 90. Now, the reason you go into circular breathing or hold your circular breathing for as long as you can, even when you're running and riding, is you've got additional sensors in your nose than you have in your throat. So your body's able to do a lot more compensation and adjustments because it's sampling the airflow coming in through your nose, which it can't do when it comes in through your mouth. So there's a book called The Oxygen Advantage. It's quite an interesting book. It goes into all this, how it works, all the science of how you release oxygen from your blood vessels and stuff like that. It's quite clever. So you can effectively do altitude training at sea level. Right, 5 seconds. Stick a gear on. 3, 2, 1. Stick another gear on. Get it up to 90. So the theory being is that you want to be training so that as much of your zone 2 runs and rides, you're doing with your mouth closed. So you're breathing in and out through your nose. And the effect of doing that is the equivalent to going altitude training. If anybody's interested, I'll post the link. I think it's on audiobooks. I get it in real paper because I like to scribble notes and stick post-its on. Nearly there. 3, 2, 1. Stick another gear on. Get back on 90 as quick as possible. You'll be finding this a little bit tougher now. Your legs are going to be screaming a bit. Maybe not as bad as last week because it's slightly higher cadence, but it's going to bump your heart rate up a little bit higher. 30 seconds to go. $15, 10, keep it going, hold it there. Don't be tempted to go too fast. 3, 2, 1, take a gear off. Oops, wrong way.
Oops.
That's it. They're on 90, hold it. It's good. Hold on, everybody's looking solid. Nobody's bouncing around. Nobody's died. Everybody's still sat on the bikes. I'm sweating like anything. I'm not doing out either. 20 seconds to go. We take another gear off. It's all the weakness leaving my body. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Take your gear off. Oops. Hold it here. 1 minute, and then we rest. And we've got one more set to go. This was the first ever session plan I wrote for members after I passed my level 1. So if you remember going back to the days when we used to do this in the old boats, in the old boat store.
Yeah.
That was the new boat store. Yeah. We did this one. 10 seconds to go. It's been refined and tweaked a bit. Been rewritten for FTP and other things. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that last gear off now. Let your legs spin down to 80. Recover. You just need to give your bum a stretch off the saddle. Do so. Use this 2 minutes to get yourself comfortable for the last set. Get yourself a drink. Give your head a wobble. Get your breathing under control. I like pyramids because if you do them right, you should do your maximum effort at the top. And then you come off, but you're still under load as you're coming down. So it's like doing the lactate shuttles that we do. So it's a loaded recovery. So by the time you do actually get into your recovery, your heart rate's already starting to come down. So it does feel like you're getting a decent recovery, even though we're only getting 2 minutes, which means when you go for the next set, you can go hard again. I see it all too often, athletes doing intervals, and they start the next interval and they haven't recovered fully. So all that's going to happen is every interval, you're going to get worse and worse and worse. That's not the aim of intervals. Intervals is to be able to hold the same effort. So you just take a longer rest. There's no shame in it. And it's funny because we had a level 6 English athletics coach, came and did sprint intervals. Basically said you're going to do 30 seconds sprinting, and then you're not going to set off again until your heart rate is at zone 2. And that was it. Basically, you determine your own rest depending on your fitness. That blew a lot of people's minds, that one.
So basically, I do 1 sprint in an hour.
Yeah, if that's what it takes. But next time you do it, that length of interval will come down because you're giving it the maximum effort when you are giving it the beans. Right, 3, 2, 1. Had that gear on. That distracted you for 2 minutes, didn't it?
I'm stretching off, Mark, because I'm not doing next set. I've got to go.
Rightio.
But thank you.
No worries, Tracy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay.
Make sure you bang on 90. Nice controlled pedaling again. Think circular. We'll do a pedal drill one. We'll do it as a one-off 1 week. Don't think they're easy, because one of the pedal drills I've got is a bit evil.
Won't let me leave. Come on, seriously.
Yoo-hoo!
Won't let me leave.
Katie, just close all your apps on your phone.
Ah,
Close all your apps on your
Right,
phone.
sticky gear on. Nearly distracted me then. Right, so you're on your second interval now. Add your gear on. One more to go after this. I forget this is your last set now, so if you want to push the boat out, see how hard you can go for that 1 minute. Now's the time to do it. The only rule, remember, you just got to hold 90, but do it comfortably. Not so you're bouncing around all over the place and getting out of the saddle and getting all bent out of shape. Want to get it, so next time you're coming out of that hill from Bawtry to Tickhill, you can put the hammer down and hold it. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Add a gear on. Last one. Make sure you're on 90. Quick system check again. Check you're nice and smooth. Check your body position. If you're getting a bit stressed out, make sure your elbows are still loose. Shoulders haven't creeped up around your ears like Honey Monster. Oh God, that's another old one. Kevin Keegan and Honey Monster.
Oh,
Or did I imagine that? Kevin Keegan did do an advert with Honey Monster, didn't he?
Yeah.
yeah.
You're supposed to say, no, I've no idea what you're on about. I'll Google it. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Take your gear off. I hate saying that. Quickly get it back on 90. Get it back under control. We're nearly done. You've earned your glass of wine tonight. Or your 0 alcohol Peroni, or whatever it is. Turmeric and ginger tea, whatever floats your boat, you've earned it. I'll be on ginger and lemon tea. Ten seconds. 3, oh no. 3, 2, 1. Take your gear off. This is it, last minute. Get your legs back down to 90, don't overspin. If it's too easy, it's too late to do something about it now. Yeah, don't add extra gears on the way down. You already had them on the way up. Doesn't serve any purpose adding them on the way down, because it just turns into a threshold session then. Ten seconds to go. That's it. Everybody's looking brilliant. I love the way Steve's camera automatically tracks him round. 3, 2, 1. Take that gear off. Let it spin down. Let it go down to 80. Just let you recover for a minute or so, and then we'll start to ramp down recovery. Yeah, 2 minutes recovery, isn't it? How's everybody feeling? All right?
No,
All good?
Well, you're all still here anyway.
I feel like
I'm still not right. You should see the pile of the small lake I've developed.
Mine's a little river.
Mine's icicles running down my back in this cold garage.
How warm is it in there? Is it 13 degrees, Simon? I do love the fact you've developed the Thomas. I'm oblivious to temperature gauges, and I'll just decide it's this temperature approach. 13.2 for years and years was the standard temperature, because that was the minimum temperature Thomas's turkey probe could reach.
You see the
He just
temperature
sticks his
this
turkey
morning?
probe in. 13.2, I'll do.
3.9 this morning.
Yeah, so that's good. That it's getting about where it should be now.
Yes.
Normally be about 3 degrees at this time of year.
Definitely bracing. This morning?
I think we might be breaking ice in the morning.
Yeah. They were gorgeous this morning because all ducks, when I came,
What, having a day rest tomorrow?
there were about 100 of them all round and you were just swimming through them.
Go watch. There you go.
Right,
Just
just
a quick 30-minute one.
just stick another
Not really,
gear
innit?
on. Just stick another gear on and bring it up to 85. We're just gonna, now your heart rate's come down, we're just gonna flush your legs out. Your heart rate should be well and truly into zone 2 now anyway, possibly even zone 1, depending on how quick you recover. So just take it up to 85. Right, leave that gear on, but just bring it down to 80 again. Right, so take a gear off, but bring it back up to 85. So it's got easier, but you're going to spin your legs a bit faster again. We're just doing a crossover step down. Just a good way to trick your heart rate into thinking you're doing something different. So bring it back down to 80 again. My bum's gone to sleep. Right, take your gear off. Just hold it where it is on your cadence. I'm just going to let it spin down now. Last chance to think about your nice smooth pedaling. You can think on one leg, think on the other leg. Five seconds, we'll bring it to a halt. So start winding it down now. 3, 2, 1. That's it, bring it to a halt. Just a quick couple of seconds pedaling backwards, nice and light. See how smooth you can get it? So it's not jerky. That's it. Just pause with one leg at the bottom. We'll start with the left leg, whichever you're calling left leg tonight. So up out your saddle. Keep as close to your saddle as possible, but not so you're touching it. And just gradually drop that heel of one of your legs down, nice and gently. Any runners here, please take it easy if you've got calf or Achilles problems. But this will do you good. It's a good stretch for it. If you don't know you've got calf or heel problems and you're stretching it out and it feels like you've got a crusty elastic band, you've probably got a bit of a tight Achilles, so just be careful. Feels like you're pulling a lump of rubber and all the surface of the rubber is sort of crackling off it. At least that's what mine feels like. So just come out of the stretch slightly and then slowly lower yourself back in again. Just release that stretch reflex so you can get a bit more out of it. Again, with this one, if it does start to hurt, just come out of it. Don't push it. Let your body weight do it. So don't be grabbing hold of your bars or trying to physically drive your heel down. Just let your body weight do it. Don't forget to stop your Garmin's and save it.
Just done it now.
Right, back over onto the other leg. Again, just feel that heel down nice and gently. Make sure you're nice and up, you're nice and centered over your frame as well. Just feel for it until you're at the maximum you can get. Again, don't push it, don't drive it down. Just let your body weight pull it down. You can't even do this on a step to get this level of stretch. So this is the best opportunity to give your calf and your Achilles a good stretch. Just back out the stretch a little bit and then back in again. I spend quite a lot of time on here because I know athletes love to stretch. And this is the only time you'll give this one a proper stretch. Even if you're doing a long lunge, you don't stretch it as much as this. Right, come out of it. Just kick your shoes off. Get yourselves off your bike. Ugh. Try not to stand in your puddle like I've just done.
Yeah.
Ugh. Usual drill. Come on, let's stretch that quad. Hold on to your saddle. Bring your foot up behind your back, knees together. Anybody who did core on a Monday, sorry if your quads are a bit tight, but this will do them good. So set it up properly, get your knees together. Make sure your hips are pointing, facing nice and straight forwards. Head up, shoulders back, chest out. Go on, Private Schofield, stand up straight. That's better. Drive them hips forward. Isolate that quad and get a really good stretch down the front. If you feel comfortable, you want to try your proprioception, get that improved. Let go of the bike. Just let all the little tiny control muscles kicking around your ankle to keep you centered.
Us old men have to do this.
It's good for anybody to do. You'll find footballers, skiers, and people like that have got martial artists have got fairly good proprioception. Runners, cyclists, shocking. And release, change legs. You can run around the other side of your bike if you want. So again, make sure you're nice and upright. Your knees are together, pelvis facing forwards, head above the heart above the hips. Nice and upright. Drive that hip forwards. Want to get a bit more, just push your hip forwards. You're completely isolating that quad. You should be able to feel it. And again, if you want to, let go of your bike. Just focus on a point in the distance. There is a theory if you put your finger on your nose, it's supposed to help, or on your shoulder. Whatever you do, don't close your eyes. And if you're doing this in a room with Mick Pepper, don't look at Mick Pepper. And release. Just shake your legs off. So take a nice long stride with this one. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. And all I want you to do is just drop your knee down to the floor, put your laces onto the floor or the back, flat of your foot on the back. And all I want you to do is just push your hips forwards. Just going to
Oh, I
stretch
can't.
that hip flexor down
Cramp.
there. You got cramp in your foot.
No,
Yeah.
I know I'm dehydrated.
Get a drink.
Oh,
So
cut the
everybody else,
whiskey.
just yeah, get a whiskey. So make sure your knees not going beyond your ankle, your knees directly above your ankle. Just push your hips forwards just to get that extra stretch down your hip flexor. We're all getting older. Our hip flexors are getting tighter. And if you can do it without getting up, just change legs. Same on the other foot. Set yourself up. See where your knee is. Just push forwards again. We'll not do pigeon this week. And just push your hips forwards into it. And back off. Back up on your feet. Nice and relaxed. Soft knees for this one. Just reach forwards. Ragdoll pose. So hold on to your elbows. Give your bum a little wiggle. Just let that back disengage. Once you're down, you want to be trying to get your chest onto your quads. If you're comfortable, just push your knees back gently, but we're not looking to lock them out. Just put a very mild little stretch on your hamstrings. More about releasing your back. Breathe in, roll up. Last one, feet shoulder width apart. One arm in the air, down your back. Grab hold of your elbow and just lean over. 2 for 1 stretch. In your tricep and your lats. So you should feel it will stretch all the way from your elbow down to your hip. Make sure you are leaning over, you're not just pushing your hips over. Nice, gentle little bounce. It's one of the few you can bounce in this one. That really hurts my ribs. Have I mentioned my ribs? Back up. And the other arm. At least I can do it this week. Couldn't do it last week. Same again. Get that stretch in.
Sorry.
Back up. Just roll your shoulders over. Give your arms a shake. Well done. Awesome. Right.
Thank you, Mark.
I will see you next week.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks,
You're
Mark.
welcome.
Thank you.
You want
We'll
See you later.
Bye,
see
everybody.
you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Mark, I'm not here next week. It's my birthday.
Rightio.
Kids are taking me out for a meal. Sorry. Record
Right.
it and I'll do it on catch up.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. See you later.
See you later.
See ya.
Guys, bye.